My father left my mom for his secretary, and now my stepmother is trying to boss me around and ruin my life, so I kicked her out of my house. My father divorced my mom when he was over 50 because he fell in love with a younger woman. Yes, you heard me right. My dad is now 54. My mom is 52. 4 years ago, my father was promoted to company director after working there for 25 years. It was a big achievement, and we were all proud of him. He had started there as a simple intern. My mom owns her own advertising agency smaller than my dad's company, but she's in charge. So yes, I come from a well-off family. I'm 26, a successful graphic designer, working freelance and about to start my own business. I owe all of this to my mom, who's been in the industry since the early days of digital marketing. Thanks to her, I got into freelancing early, doing graphic design as a teenager and earning $1,000 a week by the time I graduated high school. I can't say my parents had a perfect marriage. In recent years, I barely saw them together. They were too focused on their careers and lives, but when I was a kid, they were the best team imaginable, understanding each other perfectly, especially when it came to work. They were ambitious, cheerful, and fun, giving me a happy and fulfilling childhood. When I went to college, I noticed them drifting apart, living more separate lives. I thought it was natural with age. They never fought or spoke badly about each other, but later I realized my dad lost interest in my mom after she began menopause. He said her hormones were unbearable and, as you've guessed, found comfort in his secretary. Their romance began before his promotion, when there were just rumors about it. When my mom found out, she wished him luck and let him go without scandal. That's why I love her, as she's the most elegant and strong woman I've ever met. Before letting him go, she made sure to take our house and a large portion of his savings as alimony. She wasn't a gold digger. They had built their wealth together, and she wasn't going to let some freeloader live off her work. After the divorce, my father was left with almost nothing but his car and part of his savings, which he generously spent on his secretary. The divorce was peaceful. My dad agreed to all her terms, knowing that fighting her was pointless. Thankfully, I already lived on my own during college, renting a nice 2-bedroom apartment and earning enough through freelancing to cover rent and bills. I didn't want to take sides. I love both my parents. I was closer to my mom, but I respected my dad too, as he had always been kind to her and proud of her success. After being kicked out, my dad and his secretary rented an apartment. His company had a strict no-office romance policy, so they tried to keep things quiet, but she bragged to her coworkers, and soon the whole office knew. They both got fired. Yes, my father lost his director position because of this woman. My mom had the last laugh. A few months ago, I bought myself a luxurious 3-bedroom penthouse. Last week, my dad came asking if he and Linda, his now fiancée, could move in with me. Since they were both unemployed, I told him I needed time to think, as I value my freedom. My mom told me it was my choice. I wanted to help my dad but didn't know what to expect from her. Update 1. After much thought, I agreed to let them move in after the wedding. I expected a modest ceremony, but they threw a lavish party and went on a honeymoon. It's been a couple of months since they moved in. Linda is a single mother to a 5-year-old girl who is basically a spoiled copy of her. The child runs around making a mess, and if she doesn't get what she wants, she breaks things. My dad is still looking for investors for his business. Linda isn't even job hunting. She seems fine living off my dad. She constantly has guests over, family, friends, even random people she meets. She calls herself the life of the party but spends her days gossiping on the couch. I've never seen my mom idle like that. I'm currently happy because I met Alice, a 23-year-old vlogger. We met when she hired me to edit her videos. We hit it off immediately and now see each other regularly. She lives with her teenage sister, 2 dogs, and 3 cats in a house they inherited from their grandfather. I hope my dad's business takes off so they move out. Linda and her daughter don't bother me much, but lately, she's been crossing boundaries twice, commenting on my lifestyle. I shut her down quickly. If she tries again, I'll put her in her place. Update 2. It's been a year since my last update. I'm now engaged to Alice. I proposed last week. Things at home are bad. Linda is awful, though I partly blame my dad for misleading her about his finances. At first, she left me alone. But later she began overstepping, commenting on my messy room, telling me to do laundry, mow the lawn. I ignored her, but when she started nagging, I spoke to my dad, who told her to back off. She didn't like that, but stayed quiet for a while. Then my dad went on a business trip, and Linda tried to establish her own rules, giving me orders around the house. I refused. This is my home, and no one sets rules here but me. My indifference enraged her, and one day she exploded, calling me a lazy freeloader living off my dad. She has no idea that it's the other way around. She thinks I just waste time online, not realizing I work from home. I considered telling her the truth, but didn't know what my dad had told her, and didn't want to ruin their relationship, so I decided to let her live in her illusion until he returns.